Hello folks. Well, this is the second part in the series of the original Byron pits that I am building. It was graciously donated to me by Michael of Columbus, Indiana. My original Byron pits was destroyed in that devastating fire that destroyed my home on 9/11/2016. Well, Michael has been a loyal viewer of my videos for many years, and as many of you know, he called me and said he had a brand new Byron pits in the box. Are you kidding me? As you also saw in my previous video, Ron Abels down in Texas donated me a brand new Byron drive, which I purchased a Super Tiger G61 ABC engine and ran it. The Byron Drive belt prop driven system was the recommended engine setup for this big pits, which is 1/3 the size of the real one. I first got my pits while I was working at Craft Systems in Vista, California. I was at the MAC show, that's a model and craft show at Long Beach Convention Center in California, when I heard that they were going to demonstrate this Byron pits with a very unusual power system. Well, there was no runway there, so my friends and I went out back, and here I saw Dean Copeland of Byron starting up this big pits and saw he only had about 50 feet of a place to take off. Well, he punched that engine and that pits took off like crazy in about 10 feet. The sound was like nothing any of us ever heard. He flew the daylights out of it, and I was absolutely sold. I just had to have one. Well, this turned out to be one of my most favorite planes from then on, and I even flew it every year at the Toys for Tots Air Show in the Blimp Station in Tustin, California, and live on NBC that first year, 1979, with Pat Sajak and Kelly Lang. You may not know this, but Pat was a weatherman for NBC at the time. Well, then in 1979, I took my pits to the quarter scale meet at the Dry Lakes Bed in California, and that's where Dean introduced the Byron F-16. Well, after that, I had to have one of those too, which eventually led to me getting that job in the movie Blue Thunder with Roy Scheider. Well, many of you know I converted that F-16 to electric, which is clean and fun, but this pits had to have the same Byron drive in it. Anything else would be sacrilege. So when Michael came, we opened the box. This was quite a treat for me, and I hope you enjoy seeing what a box like this looked like 42 years ago. Here we go. Hello, folks. Well, first of all, I told you we were going to have a box opening video, and this is certainly it. I want to introduce you to Mike from Columbus, Indiana. And he has brought this up and donated this Byron pits to me. You all know what happened to my other one. And I mean, thank you so very much.
Problem.
I mean, you're a good guy. I appreciate it.
You deserve it, Dave.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. So we're going to open up the box now and see what's in here. This is the wings, I think. Is it open from this side?
Let's see.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think, yeah, we can open it from your side.
Okay, I got it here. So maybe if I pull it and you can take the box. Hang on. Oh, wait a minute. I got it. Boom. Okay, go ahead. Oh, man. Look at that. This is the lower wing. And the upper wing. No gluing wings together on this airplane. So you know to put this in the car. So let's go ahead and set that over there. And we'll get started on this one. Now this is the original box too. Deluxe pit kit. Pits kit. So let's there we go. Hide that over there somewhere. Okay, here we go. This must be the elevators.
Yep.
This is the lower belly pan. Here's the original manual. Just look at that. Wow, fantastic. Yeah, look at all this. Well, this brings back memories, that's for sure, Michael. So let's see, what do we got here? I think this is the...
That might be the bottom
That
belly
might
pan or
be
the
I
upper.
don't know, this is a belly pan.
Okay.
That might be the upper there. So now let's see what else I can pull out of here. There is our vertical stabilizer. Beautiful. And here is another elevator. Oh, that's the rudder. Here is the elevator. This is very high dense foam too, folks. Really amazing stuff what Byron was doing back in the day. Okay, here comes the main thing. Oh man, look at that. Wow, that's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. Wow, brand new. Look at that, folks. Wow, this is amazing. Oh boy, those were the days. We're gonna put this together now. Oh, here's all the wood. Everything has to be glued on with epoxy. There's a lot of wood, a lot of stuff that has to be done and painted. Push rods, all this kind of stuff. We're gonna get that all in. So let's go ahead and set that over there. And I think that's everything in here. I'll put this down. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is the good stuff, folks. There are the wheel pants. Just look at those. All beautiful. Everything's fiberglassed in. These are fiberglass. Beautiful, beautiful. This is the upper cabane strut. So that's a nice piece that I don't have to build, that's for sure. Here's the wheels. The spinner. I was wondering where I was going to get a spinner for that Byron drive. There it is, boy, I tell you. That's beautiful. I'm glad to see that. And here is freeform landing gear. And this is all aluminum. Really nice. Very nice. And this is part of that landing gear, which goes in the middle because that gives it the spring. So that's good. Got more cabane stuff. Gas tank. I've got a sub tank I'm going to put on this. You know what that is. And well, we're going to go with the main. There's the cockpit. So that's good. These are for the weights to balance the aileron so there's no flutter. So that's a cutout that goes in the wing. You put the weights on that. So there's that. Let's see. Oh. This, carefully going to do this. I'm going to put some Adam's Brilliant glaze on that right away. Look at that beautiful canopy. Goes on like this. Beautiful. Over here. And oh, here's a lot more fiberglass and hardware stuff. And that's all taken inside here. Nuts and bolts. And tail wheel assembly. That's the elevator push rod. Some fiberglass reinforcing the hinges, nice metal hinges. And that's for the fuel tank. And this is amazing. Look at that collar. I mean, you just cannot find anything like that anymore.
It's like a work of
I
art.
mean, it is. This is a Dremel part here where I got to take it out. But that Byron drive is going to be in here, folks. So that's cool. And what else have we got here?
Got some struts here.
We've got a lot of wood. This This is all the wood parts and everything. This is the firewall. That's cut at an angle, so you've got that right angle thrust on the engine. All this stuff has to be glued in with epoxy and all the foam before we cover. So that's fantastic. And these actually go over top of the wing. They're veneer. And that gets glued onto the wing support struts to make them smooth so you can iron on the stuff, otherwise it wouldn't work really well. So that's good. And then, oh boy, all the original plans here.
I think there's a decal sheet in there also.
Yeah, here's all the full-scale plans, how to cut the monocoat. This is a monocoat trim sheet. It tells you to cut it out like this so that you can cut the monocoat, I mean the Econocoat. They call it monocoat on here. But this is how that works. Look at this. All the original Charlie Hillard decals. Look at that. Oh boy. I'm going to make copies of that. I remember what it was like, you know, I had to make them out of paper. That's beautiful. So there we are, folks. We've got everything set on this, and I am just stoked to get started on it. It's going to take a while, as you can see, but again, Michael, thank you so kindly. I mean, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Really.
Well, we're all looking forward to the build.
Oh,
so,
well, that's next, so.
yeah.
All right, well, let's get started on that.
So this is how it was and how the kit looked in 1978 and how Byron models became so famous along with his air show. It was really a shock when Byron died and these models became extinct. I intend to resurrect this one and thank Michael very kindly for making it possible. So please stay tuned for the build video, and thanks a lot for watching, folks. Let the build begin. This is Night Flyer signing out.